This
True.
conference will now be recorded.
Stupid. It's crazy.
Really?
It's
11 o'clock.
the size of the other.
The town board will hold a public meeting beginning at 7 PM on Tuesday, September 6th, 2022 at the Town Hall, 4058 County Road N. You can join the meeting by GoToMeeting. We have a quorum present. The meeting was posted at the Town Hall and on the website. I'll call the meeting to order and we'll stand for the flag pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have the minutes of the August 15th meeting.
I move approval as presented.
Second.
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Abstain.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Finance report and approval of bills.
And there's a check to the village, number 35718, that's on the agenda
Approval.
for approval. So just to note that there's an additional.
I'll move approval of checks 35,654 through 35,725 be paid.
Motion by Duplay. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fonger to approve checks 35,654 through 35,725. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You also have in your packet the unaudited cash and investment balance of $2,260,000, $255.99. And you have the August per diems.
Approval of the per diems as presented. Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Duplay to approve the per diems as presented. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Anything else?
Starting to get budget stuff. That's about it.
And you filed everything for ARPA and no kickback on any of that?
No, nothing from April. I think it's just a yearly thing, but yeah, there was only, I only had a little bit that I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Next item is public concerns. Public's opportunity to speak to the town board about any subject that is not a specific agenda item. Anyone online?
Eric.
Okay. No public concerns. Any road right-of-way permits?
We approved 4 since our last meeting. Since we had talked about doing that, Alliant Energy had installed gas service up on Oakwood. Charter Communications had 2-inch conduit and new cable from the north side of the road to the south side of the road. Result was on Lane Street. Then Charter on Winding Road was running new underground from basically the end to the dead end. And then Charter Communications also out here on Vilas Road. You probably see the guys working out there already. You're replacing cable with new 2-inch there too by Hammonds. Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Moving on. Consideration of funding source for $22,307.60 for chip sealing on Vilas and Coffeetown Road. was in conjunction with the village. This was our portion.
It looks good.
Yeah, I think they swept it too early, but yeah, it looks good.
You think they did what?
They swept it too soon. They swept it right away, same day, so.
Same day?
Well, they started the same day and then they finished up the next morning. But I guess the village gets all their stuff swept right away, so that's why they did it. If they would have left it a little longer, we wouldn't have had the black streak showing in a few spots.
Hmm.
You notice those?
Who did the lines? You guys?
Yep.
There's a few little,
Yeah,
pretty good.
Getting better.
better.
Yeah, nobody talked to me about it, so must be
It
better.
was kind of hard when we get down to the village section there, keeping it from bouncing, so.
Oh,
Put that out there.
just so we know, huh?
We should have strategized better and went down our side the whole way.
Whoops, yep.
Where do you want to get it from? ARPA funds? I'm
We
assuming.
still have,
We've spent some, and we have $403,000 right now, but we have about 100,000 that was approved previously, which hasn't been spent yet. So we have about $302,000, and then a possible another 76 would be taken out if those radios for the fire department and
if they don't
if they don't
get
get
the grant.
Yeah, which would bring it down to 225. So that
So,
would be the least you'd have.
yeah. So we would have funds available.
And this qualifies.
I believe so.
I move we take it and fund it out of the ARPA funds. I mean, we've already approved the check. So.
Second.
Motion by Duplace, second by Williams to approve the $22,307.60 using ARPA funds. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item is from the Plan Commission recommendations. Don Vinnie was the applicant, Vinnie Acres LLC, the owner of parcel 711-311-8010-0. It's 32.643 acres, zoned FP1 on Single Cow Road, proposing to rezone 2.672 acres to RR2 and transfer an RDU from another parcel to create a single-family residence. And that RDU was coming from,
Hoagie, Shadle and Beyond, yeah, that farm,
yeah.
Hoagie Farm.
And the Plan Commission's motion was to approve the proposed lot, transferring the RDU, the farm on, from the Shadle Road Farm, and the balance of parcel must be deed restricted against further residential development. And Mr. Vinnie would consult with Highway Superintendent Dan Drayson about how much land should be dedicated as right of way for future changes to smooth out the curve. It's on the second 90-degree corner.
Yeah,
And do you have a map?
yeah, I do. And you, Don and I had talked, and I had not gotten back with Nick yet on that. Him and I had talked about 40 feet, moving the pins a little bit there.
Each way?
Yeah. And here, I'll give you a copy too. And this is what Nick came back with. If we want to make a 25 mile an hour sweep, this is what would have to be done, but it's totally up to you too. It's your land you're giving up. So he said he was fine with the 40 feet as well. We just make it work however we needed to. That's just kind of what he came up with.
So he's got it sweeping more than a straight line?
Yeah, and he said he didn't know if that was okay. He didn't know if they would draw a straight line up at the county or not. He figured just a sweeping line, I mean, that's what we would need for a right of way, but
Do you know what's, I mean, it doesn't matter.
I don't know
just
what the-
Whatever's better for you guys, I
I
guess.
don't know what the belly is. He said he'd have to have it surveyed and actually mark out those spots and figure out what that radius would be to know exactly, but that, I mean, like he said, it's, I mean, that's just his quick preliminary drawing to figure out, what we need for a 25-mile-an-hour corner.
Yeah,
But he said it's still totally in there, up to them, what they want to do.
well, it helps us get rid of that tight 90-degree corner.
Yeah. It's probably better to deal with me now than a landowner later. So,
Yes,
someone else that
Yeah.
might want to plant trees. And that's why when
right.
Steve brought it up, I thought it was a pretty good idea too, because
And by chopping that, I don't know how much that'll come out in acreage, but it'll get him closer to 2 acres, which is what we would ideally like to see the lot at, but
I think it was roughly like 0.18 or something like that. That would be,
That would be what's left or.
what would be
No,
removed.
take
Going
it.
out right away.
About 0.2, yeah. Is what Nick figured. He wasn't quite sure on that without surveying it actually and figuring it out
Right.
accurately.
Mm-hmm.
So bring it down to about 2.4.
Yeah.
7.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Maybe- I think the motion from the plan commission is good.
Yep.
so we just donate it to you now and be done with it.
Yeah.
Like when we normally,
That portion.
yeah, so normally we're gonna give the other 33
Yeah.
feet.
So it's.
This would just be more on the
So it's-
corners,
Yeah,
what he has drawn in here then.
right.
On the same CSM.
Okay,
Right.
yeah, so it's not gonna be another,
No.
it just, instead of being 33, it'll go to whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
But,
whatever that 75.
so I didn't see what you have, but is that enough for him to give his surveyor to draw the CSM? Because you're just expecting him to come with a CSM that looks like this, right?
Right.
So.
I can take this to Baron Cots, like Kim was saying, and just have them.
Move those 2 points, 75 feet, and then show that as being what's dedicated to the town
Okay.
for road so that we can straighten out that corner.
It's up to you how you want to do it
Is
too.
it-
If you want to make the straight line or if you want to make the curve. He
Is
did,
it better to make a straight line? Like if I'm the owner there and I know where the pins are, but then I know there's this curve in it,
so they'd have to probably add a
you
pin
have
to
to add
that
a
curve.
pin.
Yeah,
curve.
straight line would probably be easier for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I would think straight line would probably be easier for you guys too. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's gonna keep someone from planting a tree in the very corner, so.
right. Right.
Plus, it would probably shrink the lot a little bit more yet, then.
True,
It would.
true.
I moved then to approve basically the same motion. The proposed lot transferring an RDU from parcel number 0711-363-90200, the farm on Shadle Road, and balance of parcel 0711-311-80100. Must be deed restricted against further residential development. And Mr. Vinnie has already consulted with Dan Dreesen and our engineer, and looks like you will have a straight line drawn and dedicate the expanded on the other side of that for right away to the town to, in the future, smooth out the curve.
That was good.
Yeah, man, I thought you could do it in one breath.
I'm moving each of the-
You've been talking to her or something, or what's going on?
Each pin.
She had it all figured out before we even got here.
We're moving each pin. 75
Right.
feet.
Yeah, because we had talked about the 40 corner. And then this is what he came back to me this morning.
Motion by Williams, second by Anders
That way we
to
can get
approve.
25-mile-an-hour
I
corner.
need to repeat that.
Basically, the plan commission motion
It
plus
is.
moving the points each 75 feet and drawing a straight line between them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cut it short.
Do we need to make a comment that even with this dedication, the lot will probably be a little over 2 acres. And we find that acceptable.
Acceptable, and because in the plan commission minutes, I think I put in there, it was because of where he wants to put the house, which is more towards the top end of the lot.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
Behind the woods, basically. you
Right.
know. The reason why, I don't know if some of the other ones know about it, but the space between the two lots, the reason why we kept that is because there's a big
Waterway.
dip through there, and I don't want to have any issues with any landowner that my water, dirt's running across their yard, and that's why we kept that, so.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Any other discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
We can at some point straighten out that corner.
Yeah.
They can put it in his budget for an upcoming year.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next item, discuss and consider adoption of resolution 2022-9-26A, acceptance of public improvements in Kennedy Hills Phase 1. Hello. It was a long process.
And you look older.
Ooh, ooh.
Just kidding. Jeez.
I think you're right. Few gray hairs there.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all have those.
yeah.
The project looks great. Kennedy Hills is a work of art for a subdivision. You should be very happy to have it in your community.
So when will we see Phase 2?
Well, Mr. Dinkle here is looking at acquiring some affordable development rights. And I've been monitoring the economy. So I think we'll probably make some moves this winter, I hope, but I can't guarantee it. Who knows with the
Yeah.
economy. But there has been a lot of interest in new version, I think 10 or 12.
Yeah, it's in high demand. You can see it in just the homes that are out there.
Right.
When we all started this, I think we
Price of
all
them.
probably thought at 4.5, 5, well, now we're 7
Yeah,
for an average.
and all the hard work's been done.
Well, the pond and the highway intersection were
Yeah.
over the top.
Dan satisfied, Nick satisfied, county satisfied.
Yep. Yeah, I had a conversation with Nick today about it. And we meet all the checkpoints, so I drove through there again today. Everything looks really good.
I move we adopt resolution 2022-9-06A, acceptance of public improvements in Kennedy Hills Phase 1.
Second.
Motion by Duplace, second by Williams to approve resolution 2022-9-06A, the acceptance of public improvements in Kennedy Hills Phase 1. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
I do have
Phase 2.
I do have a bill for graveling that park trail that I need to submit. I'm still waiting for some numbers from Al Palvermacher. But I assume when I get that, I can just bring that in. It's gonna be,
Did you see that email from Nick
it's gonna be probably shy of
When, just,
12,000.
today?
no.
Looks like.
that's
Says
what-
about that.
Oh, I
Wait,
didn't
sorry,
do that today, Mike.
A bill for 12,000. What was that?
For gravel.
What was Al doing?
He put some extra gravel on the lip there that goes up to the circular part. And then we graded a swale in so the water didn't stand there. And he chopped some straw mulch when we seeded around the trail. But the earthwork, I mean, I don't know, we don't have to talk about this now, but the earthwork to construct the trail and then the rock to haul it in, there was 396 ton of rock up there.
And those are your expenses?
Well, I thought the program was that was to be part of the park fee.
Oh,
Bring that back as a.
Just come out of the 2,000 for each house.
where there's 17,004 in two of those three accounts now.
So we've got accounts on Kennedy and
We've been collecting 2,000 per lot for park fees.
so we've got a fair amount in there.
Mhm.
And you were dividing it out, three categories in there? Or two?
Well, his is just the one there, and then what's the other one with, not subdivisions, but the new lots, they have the two different categories, the park and
Yeah,
rec. There's
Yeah.
two different ones
they
for
have a
that.
land one and a park one.
Yeah, but his was just a $2,000 fee that was part of the agreement. And then I just need to get your expenses, and then we need to figure out what needs to be returned.
Yeah, like I said, I just estimated what Al's is, but I better get some numbers from him so it's fair for everybody.
This email from Nick says, I had a conversation with Dan earlier today about tonight's meeting due to my conflicts. The final construction costs of the park path have not been supplied. The town can accept the $2,000 per lot Dave has paid, which is higher than the actual costs, or require a time frame for Dave to supply. So, because we've been taking 2,000 per lot, but that number depends on what it actually cost to make that park. And so that's what he's saying here. Then he's got an attachment here, his release letter. Oh, that's the county's one.
That was, yeah, one's from the county, one's from him.
So he says the subdivision appears to be substantially complete. The grass is established and the paving and gravel shoulders are finished. The temporary erosion control has been removed by the contractor. The costs to construct the park path have not been provided. Dave Resup will provide a certification that all survey monumentation is complete. As-built certification for the stormwater management pond and bioretention areas has been submitted to Dane County by the developer's engineer. Jason Tuggle at Dane County has accepted this certification. Mendota Consulting LLC submitted a final as-built grading plan of the site and pond and bioretention areas on March 29th of 22. We've reviewed these as-built plans and they appear to be in substantial compliance with the original plans for the development. We further recommend that the as-built grading plan be provided as a record of the final grades to home buyers to ensure drainage patterns and easements are not altered by fillings, plantings, or structures. This concludes our comments. We hereby recommend acceptance of the development. We have no objections to the town releasing the developer's letter of credit upon the town's acceptance of the development. Yeah, I wouldn't expect that the town is paying for that park path. That's part of the path, isn't it? I didn't understand that.
The contract is,
It's supposed to be used for.
It is?
yeah,
There's a credit of the park fee, I believe, or I thought so.
he pays the 2,000 per lot, because that's how the ordinance is set up. And that we, to make sure that the homeowner didn't get a $2,000 surprise at that closing when a lot was sold, the $2,000 was sent to you folks right away. It just was a lot cleaner.
I just didn't know that was supposed to be used for that, for gravel for that path. Is that in the developer's agreement somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
So does all that money, we could use it other places though too, right? We don't have to use all the money there just for that, for Kennedy.
It gets segregated out.
Yeah,
Some of
that's-
it's for new land to be purchased.
I'll have to look into it. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
And some of it was for equipment and some of it was simply Kennedy Hills.
Yes, correct.
And I think the larger amount is in Kennedy Hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where does the path go?
It goes
Around.
Oh, that walking path.
So that is being done as we speak, or it's
No,
done other?
It's done. That has been.
Just haven't been billed by.
But
Yeah.
the gravel work Al did though, that was on the shoulders, though, wasn't it? That wasn't on the path.
Yeah, he did on the path where,
He just did that swale, right?
well, he did the swale and we put some more gravel in that dip there by lot 15.
Yeah, where the swale was created.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't, it shouldn't be a whole lot there.
We would pay for the path, correct? The 2,000.
Right. I think so.
I haven't paid attention, I have to confess, when I was out there. Do you have signage for that path? I didn't think so. Can we ask that signage be part of that? So that people from Dan's subdivision, could know where to wander.
You don't know it's there already.
They know it's there already, okay. So that I know where to wander.
Everybody's been walking it already. That lives down by us.
So it's done, except the guy has a bill for the gravel. Is that correct?
Part of the gravel.
Part of the
A
gravel?
small part of the gravel, yeah.
Okay, so you divvied out what went on the trail and what went on the
Yeah.
shoulder and,
It was separate.
yeah. Get her done.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, consideration of waiver of conflict of interest for Exley Bernaldson LLP, continued representation of Enclave Development LLC. You got the letter from Exley.
And this is concerning where?
It's a mystery.
From my understanding of what they were talking about, it's this little piece up here that extends in, some of it's in township of Cottage Grove, some of it's in town of Sun Prairie. It might have been this one piece here.
What is it used for now?
Just a cornfield, isn't it?
Just cornfield? This is a cornfield.
There might be a house on it, I'm not sure.
I can't tell where, I can't see from here where that even is.
What was that, Kim?
I'm trying to figure out where it is.
It's,
Is it back by Fredenberg, where Fredenbergs used to live? Where Mark-
HJT Reversible Trust, 19 acres.
Isn't that where Mark and Elizabeth Fredenberg used to live?
It could be,
Where that quarry is, and there's that one house there, it was Huxma.
yeah.
It's off of Gaston Road behind Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
He's Johnson, he's Gaston behind Johnson Health.
next to the freeway?
That would make sense, because it's kind of an island, isn't it? Do you even go back there and plow or anything?
We don't plow it. The village plows it, but we mow it. I mow that whole road. That's why I make Sun Prairie drive all the way over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lawyer is from the same,
Represents both the town and this enclave.
The firm does.
the firm,
Firm
yeah.
does, yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve a waiver of conflict of interest for Axel Bertelson. Continued representation of Enclave Development LLC.
Second.
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to approve the waiver of conflict for Axley Brittelson concerning the enclave development. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, consider the request by the Boy Scouts to camp behind the town hall on September 9th and 10th.
So Sue maybe called about it. She talked to Amber, and Amber called and left her a voicemail message, and so did I, saying, you know, we're gonna put it on the town board agenda. You should be here to answer questions. So she has 2 voicemail messages and not here, not
Are
online.
they planning on putting the green pit?
Well, I don't know. That's what I said. The things that I listed that I would be concerned about are you gonna have campfires? What are you gonna do about bathrooms?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
I don't know, but she's obviously not here either, so.
I don't know. How do we handle that? I mean, it's this weekend.
Yeah. So I don't know if they found another alternative or what, but she hasn't returned any calls or
I would
meetings.
say no.
So no then. So
I mean, we don't know.
We just say nothing, basically. I mean, that's their problem. They should have been here.
We could just table it.
Yeah, just table it.
Rather than deny it, just table it and let it just die.
Okay.
What do you think?
Lack of
about that?
information, period.
We can certainly do that.
I moved to
Yeah.
table it.
Second.
Motion by Duplay, second by Anders to table
Due to lack of information.
due to lack of information. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item, discuss and consider adoption of resolution 2022-9-6B authorizing the borrowing of $323,790, providing for the issuance and sale of a general obligation promissory note, therefore, and leveling a tax in connection therewith. And this is all of your other road projects, right?
Yeah, is that what it pays for?
Mhm.
And the interest rate's what they'd quoted us. Is there a motion
Is this the normal thing we do
every year?
every year, correct?
Pay it back March 15th of the following year.
Mhm.
What is the interest rate? Which,
3.45,
oh, okay, I got it.
section 3.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Duplay to approve resolution 2022-9-06, authorizing the borrowing of $323,790. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Discuss and consider adoption of ordinance 2022-9-6, amending chapter 8-03, parent 1, parent B of the Town Code of Ordinances, right-of-way permits.
So this is just that slight change to the language there that you guys talked about last time for
Dan to be able to approve them and report it back to the town board.
Which he did earlier.
Like we did it today. Yep.
I will move adoption of ordinance 2022-09-06, amending chapter 8-03-1 of Town Code of Ordinances, right-of-way permits.
Second,
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to approve ordinance 2022-9-6, amending 3.03, parent 1, parent B of the Town Code of Ordinance, right-of-way permits. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Do you still want to have right-of-way permits under the administrative part of the agenda, or do you want them to move them down to Dan's report area?
I would move them down to Dan's report area. Under Roman 3.
Yeah.
Consideration of attendees for the Wisconsin Towns Association Annual Convention on October 9th through the 11th.
No thanks.
I can't drive. so-
Other than it's their 75th, I didn't see anything that I felt I had to go in here. I don't know how everyone else feels. Anybody interested?
Nope.
But I'll pass.
Hearing none. Consideration of attendees to Dane County Towns Association meeting on September 21st. That's at Westport.
Aye.
I'm interested in going because they are wanting me to talk about MPO. And Bill Schaefer is going to be there to talk about it. So
Talk about what? What did you say?
the MPO,
MPO,
their
their request for funding,
request for funding.
additional funding.
Additional funding, yes.
So Steve's going, you're
I'm going.
going, you're going, I'm going.
What day is that on?
That's on a Wednesday, the 21st.
Okay, I can go too.
So you're all going?
Sounds like all 5. Who's dragging?
Think we can get 5 in my big truck?
I think so.
Okay,
I'll bring my handicap sticker.
I already got plates.
Start
I
at
got better, I
7.
got plates.
Start at 7.
Right down the van parking.
Yeah.
So meet here at what, 6:30?
Probably a little earlier to get to
Yeah, I'm
Westport.
thinking,
6:20?
Order after. Yeah.
Courtney, I mean, if we're there a little early, we can yak.
5 meeting here at the town hall at 6:15. Steve's offered to drive. Next, do you want to set dates for the 2023 budget workshops
Okay.
in October?
I forgot my phone, so.
The last, don't we usually do it the last week in October? Like the 24th, 25th?
Would that be good for you, Kim?
Yeah, that's the week that I'm getting ready for the election, but
Oh,
Do we usually do it the week of that last board meeting?
we usually have done it a little, I think, more like the middle of October.
Yeah.
You want to do it like, what about the 19th and the 20th?
Can't
I
do the
can't.
20th. We could
I can't
do the
either.
18th and 19th.
I can't, I could do the 18th.
We'll get it done.
19th or 20. I could do the 18th.
Just stay until it's done.
There you go. If it goes after midnight, we just get another $50.
No, you don't.
Sorry.
Now you can get up and come to work with me in the morning too.
Never forget.
Let's propose that we start on the 18th at 6:30.
Okay,
You could pick a date that next week too, because the election's not till the 7th. I was thinking it's second week in November. So you could pick.
And if we don't get done, then we can look at maybe the 24th or 25th.
sounds good.
Yeah,
We could decide that night.
so this on the 18th then, right?
Yes,
6:30.
6:30.
October 18th.
Okay. Brings us to Public Works.
Well, as you get to see all the bills, road work is finishing up. You got center striping down and a couple, actually North Charger was done too, if you drive up that way. We just got Gaston Road to finish up, which I have to go up and sweep this week, and we'll do it at the end of the week here. And then, yeah, that's all I had. for
Bridges are
sweeping.
open.
2 bridges are open.
Both bridges open on Friday. Signs are still out. And the one on Femrite's actually pulled out on the road, so I don't know why that is today.
It wasn't out tonight.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh, good. They pulled it off again?
It was this morning, because I was gonna,
Yeah, it was this morning when I went through too, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if Houston was doing something. So I left it because it was off this weekend.
On Thursday, when the state inspector was there, there were a couple things that they had to do yet
Oh, okay.
on the bridge. There were 2 bolts on the I-beam that connected to the bridge that weren't tight.
Oh,
And
That's why that closed then, okay.
there was some nail holes in the bottom of the deck that they had rubbed out.
Oh my God.
ooh.
Good inspector.
Hey, that's what it gets paid for.
Yep. All right, yeah, that's why they're out then. Well, that's good, they're off. Yeah, I took some pictures. I'll share with Kim. I took some early in the build too, when it was like torn out and some other progress stuff, so I'll give them to you and then you can share everything or do whatever you want with them.
That'd be good for our website. Dan, could you share with me what your process is for notifying people in subdivisions when you're going to be working on the roads?
We usually post something if we can, and then usually if the contractor lets me know it plenty ahead of time, we usually put out signs like we did with your subdivision. So how I put the road work sign out like the couple weeks before and then put the dates on there. That's kind of how we do it.
Because I had a complaint from someone that lives near the former dump that she had no idea it was going to be done. And it wasn't someone from the town that stopped her. It was someone with the road work. She said he was a big
Where's
road
that
guy. And she said, I didn't even roll down the window because I was afraid of him. He said, you can't come out of your driveway.
What road's that? Ridge Road?
Page.
Graham Page.
Oh, Grand Page? Oh, for the hot mix overlay? Really? Did she not get out of her house very often? Because we had signs out there.
But the sign said no parking and
Oh, that's their contractor signs they put out, yeah. The signs we had where you enter the subdivision, they were like this big. They were there for like, I think 2.5 weeks before we started doing it.
those are the signs that were up in Sky High, right?
No, there was one up by Sky High in Crestview,
Yeah.
one there, and then one down on Maxwell where you entered the area.
Off of net.
Just telling the dates when it's gonna be done.
Okay. She obviously missed it.
Okay. Gonna say, I thought I put both up and I know they're up.
Yeah, I knew the ones were up, in Sky High because I had seen that.
Yeah, the one by Crestview there as you're entering Yeah, rolling wheels.
Anyway, she was upset.
Yeah, sorry.
Would you ever consider sending emails to people that are on the email list?
Well, we did post, I mean, when we know, like Dan said, a lot of times the problem is you don't know exactly what
Oh,
it's
I
gonna be,
know.
but we
I
posted the map of like, here's all the roads that are gonna be seal coated, for example, and we expect them to start next Wednesday. And we posted that on the website, and then that goes to all the people that have signed up to news and notices. So that did go out for seal coating. I don't know if it did for all the paving.
I don't know if we did it for the paving, but we did it for the seal coating just because we had more subdivision stuff.
And we had more notice,
A lot more notice.
when, yeah, but we try to do that if we know.
And if you could put it on the website, because I know you don't know, you have about this much.
Usually they change their date on us twice usually too, so.
Right, because I remember that from our experience, you kept getting changed. So I said, you have no control over it and very little notice.
Yeah, that one we knew kind of though, because they actually did brown thrush in that area, like they only gave us 2 days notice. But over there, I think it was like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Because
wow.
they did that and they said they were gonna be up there the next week. And then they ended up not doing that the next week. They waited another week, so the signs were actually up for a couple weeks before they did it. So,
That's
Yeah.
the problem though, that the signs are probably up too long and then everybody does it.
white noise,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Yep.
I thought Violet's and Coffee Town, to me, turned out really good.
Yeah, they look good.
I think they look great.
For wedging it,
Yeah.
it's nice and smooth, actually.
Town portion.
Yeah, well, it seemed like most of it's pretty good, really.
Where's that come from?
Hey,
They
sometimes
just wedge theirs.
Yeah.
They double sealed their side, but
more to roll off.
Yeah.
It will,
I know it will.
yeah.
yeah,
At least they did some.
we still gotta plow it.
Yeah, you can see it next spring.
Anything else?
No, that's all I had.
Clerk's office update.
Well, we survived another recount.
Another one?
What?
There was a recount.
There
for-
wasn't two of them, was there?
No.
No, just the one.
That
Yeah.
was, well, it was right after the last meeting though, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was that Saturday,
Sunday.
correct?
Yep,
Yeah.
It went really, really easy. It was at the Alliance Center. That was after the last meeting, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was at,
Who was that for?
Charity Berry.
Charity Berry? Oh.
And, what's his name? Eric
Yeah,
Olson, yeah. And it went really smooth. I mean, it was at the Alliance Center. They gave us the time. We were about 45 minutes early and we walked right in, found our own table. There was very little in the way of observers there. We did it all ourselves. We had a checklist that we followed and we had I don't know, what did we have, like 8 people? And we were done in an hour and a half.
Do you have to hand count everyone?
We had to hand count them, yeah, but it wasn't that many ballots this time, and it came out exactly the same, of course. But it was a much different atmosphere than the last recount that I was at. I hope if they ever have another one that they'll do it there, because that was so much more convenient for everybody, I think, to have it at that location than uptown at either the city county building or the Monona Terrace. So.
but of course, you're talking people from the same party. That makes it a little easier than having a
True.
Democrat and Republican.
Yeah.
one. That's nasty.
Well, we'll see what happens in November.
But anyway, we were all like thinking it was gonna be terrible because of the recounts that we've been through before. And, we were all like, did that really just happen? That easy? Yeah.
It can be.
So I think that's about the only news that's one of the new voting booths. I forgot that I had only asked for one and you told me to get 2, so I forgot and I only ordered 1, but I thought I'd let you see this one before I ordered the second one. Make sure you like it. So.
Yeah.
I think it'll work. We think it'll work out good. It sets up really easy. It takes 2 people to do, but it's really easy if you have 2 people.
So 4 people can vote there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one side is dropped, so you could pull a wheelchair up on it.
Yeah.
It seems sturdy enough and
Structurally flat.
store's nice, yep. So I think I'd go ahead and get another one unless somebody, you can try it before you leave and make sure you like it.
Anything's better than the old ones.
Well, yeah, it looks a lot more modern, I mean,
Yeah.
for one thing, and you get a lot more bang for your space.
Do you remember what the cost was?
Like 974
For both of them or for one?
Each.
for one,
For
yeah,
one.
but you know, if you got individuals of those suitcase ones, they're over $200 too, so it's not really that much different.
No. Okay, did everyone see the email from Renee, DCTA, about the 10th? That Verona's having?
Yeah.
Having what?
They're having Ken, somebody from UW planning.
Yeah, it's a brought lunch seminar, or not a seminar, but I guess
I can't go.
It was too late for when it came for me to put it on the agenda. Somewhere,
It's a land use and planning presentation.
yes.
And CARPC Regional Development Framework Report.
I have conflicts.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it either. And then last Wednesday, they had their pre-construction meeting for AB 12 and 18. Dan and I went to that mainly because Ludd's Lane, and that's supposed to be completed by October 16th, according to their 14th contract.
you see Houston's was down along 12 and 18 today. They big monster stuff, chopping trees down, and they got biggest stump grinder, not a stump grinder, but a chipper I have ever seen. It's like 30 feet long.
Oh,
And it looks like you could put half a redwood in it. I mean, and they must have had, what, 12, 15 pieces of equipment going through there, just chopping everything between the pavement and the right-of-way fence. Everything's going.
Yeah.
Really?
Starting from just west of, about,
Pond or AB?
no, I mean, from just west of well, no, it's from the,
Mill Pond to AB.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, even before that a little bit, before the landfill even, they were chopping.
Yeah.
on
Almost,
both
I
sides,
think,
on both sides.
no, just the north side.
Just the one side today. They'll move over to the other side.
There are quite a few trees in that area.
Mhm.
Then earthworks gonna start too. I see they brought some equipment out already, so
Yeah.
you'll start moving dirt, putting in pond.
So what'd you think of the culvert on Violets and BB there? For what, I still don't get the size of that sucker.
The other one was bad, I guess, but they went bigger.
I mean, way bigger.
So are we supposed to make all of our culverts downstream bigger too?
Well, if you
Well,
go
the one-
100 feet down, that little storage place, it's got what, an 18-inch
Yeah,
culvert there?
that's what I'm saying. Why are they gonna run over his
Hardly
driveway?
anything there. Then they put a smaller one across my driveway, across BB. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I don't know. I think that it was only a 30 they tore out of there, and it looks like
Crazy.
almost a 40.
It's
that they put
massive.
in.
Yeah, just massive. Nice job.
Yeah, it looks great.
If they ever start doing the road. My God, it was supposed to be after the 1st of July or the 4th of July. Here we still sit in September.
Yeah.
Pam said they weren't gonna stop traffic though. They're gonna keep the road
Yeah.
open when they do the pavement, so.
The Chamber of Commerce, they're gonna keep it open
Mhm.
except for that 9 to 3 time frame or whatever it is.
Yeah, there could be temporary closures.
Yeah. Ed Flagman out there.
Yeah, they're gonna be milling all the blacktop and doing that yet too.
Yeah.
That was what was supposed to be done by July
Yeah,
30th or whatever.
way behind.
Yeah, they haven't even started it.
Oh, Kim, did we ever get ticket books for?
No, we're still, the DOT does not make ticket books anymore, so we're gonna have to work with the deputies, and the building inspector will have to have the deputies assist him with writing tickets. So we're working on getting those violations in the track system so that they'll have them to pull from.
Okay.
So
Have we ticketed anybody yet?
he hasn't ticketed yet, but he's definitely been in
And a
contact.
few people are not happy.
A few of them are making progress and he's working with them, and a few of them haven't responded at all. And so they're getting a second letter here now. And then the next step after that will be a ticket basically every day.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Committee reports, dear girl.
Can I talk about this?
Sure.
Okay, I went to the professional dairy producers night at the farm along with Wisconsin Towns Association and the Wisconsin Counties Association and Pheasants Forever. I went to the one in Dodge County at McFarlandale Dairy, sixth generation dairy farm that started by the McFarland family in the early 1850s, so not long after Wisconsin became a state. They're milking 900 cows 3 times a day. They have 3 crews. It takes almost 8 hours for each milking, so they just continuously.
Continuous.
It starts at 8 a.m., 4 p.m., and midnight. Like all big dairies, the Hispanic all the employees are Hispanic, except the family members are very active in it. What I thought was great was they invited all of their workers that weren't currently milking cows to be part of the event. We toured it, saw all their, the feed. They have, their nutrition is 24 different ingredients in their nutrition. It was
total mixed ration probably.
it's fascinating,
Yeah.
really fascinating. And Roger and I both really enjoyed it. I can tell you more. I won't hold you up. If you have more questions, I'll talk afterwards.
And we don't have any places that pretty much no cows.
No,
Sylvan.
Sylvan is about, how many does he have? Any idea?
Thought it was over 600.
Does he have that many?
I think they milk just under 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 something, I think it is. And then Lang, what's he
And
got?
then Lang.
More 70?
Yeah,
Had a
And that's
70.
it.
yeah. Those are the only 2 that still milk in the township. All right, committee reports, Deer Grove VMS.
well, we're going to have a long meeting this month because the agreement that we passed, our chief brought up to us that it has to be passed by all of the municipalities, and he's sure it would not be passed by the village. So we're back to renegotiating.
What happened to majority rules? Is it all or nothing now?
Negotiating.
No, I'm serious. I mean,
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought too. Majority rules, period. It's how other things are.
The way the current agreement is written is that it must be
So
mandatory.
what's the village's issue besides money?
Yeah, they don't want to ever be forced again to have to buy an ambulance by the other 2 communities when they don't want to. Which is what happened when we bought 2 that one year.
Oh, I know that. I'm very well familiar.
That's what's still burning in their heart.
Well, I guess if you would look out for the entire populace of the district rather than just your little corner here, you know, look at the big picture, I guess.
Yeah.
What are they going to spend? Well, what better between essential services is there to spend tax dollars? as opposed to splash pads
I mean,
and
you know what,
excessive
you
parks
know what
and
a
all.
trouble it's gonna be for us to look at a new ladder truck.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to
I'm
be.
not looking forward to any of those discussions at all.
No.
so we should have a budget on next week that we will
So what's,
probably
what,
pass. We cut replacing the car.
oh,
Because it only has 57,000 miles on it.
Yeah, there's no reason for a new one.
No. Dan, did they replace that door yet? Fix that door down there?
He hasn't come yet.
Hasn't got the parts yet?
I think it's ordered, because we approved it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he ordered it. Yeah, I haven't heard from him to install it yet.
Okay. So it's still a work in progress. The new agreement.
I guess, where does it say all or nothing in the agreement? Eric,
Says that two can force the third to spend money.
where does it say, I mean, I just,
So the two are just being nice about this? Is that what's happening?
no, it's the
Or
town
what?
of, I'm sure, it's the town of Cottage Grove. And
And
then
any, me,
Nope.
what's that, Eric?
well, I had been trying to talk and didn't know if any one of you could hear me.
Now I can.
Oh, yeah.
So in the renewal, in our current unedited IGA, it indicates to renew it, not only must it pass the commission by a majority, it must be accompanied by a resolution by each community.
Huh?
Honestly, I don't know that anything the village has suggested hasn't looked out for the district as a whole. Anything they've suggested with funding formulas would result in them paying more and others potentially paying less.
So they're back to that again, funding formulas?
Yep.
That's part of it.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I clearly don't know. There are others that know more than I. I'm just kind of the organizer of the event. But at the end of the day, we need to have an agreement that all three communities can pass a resolution in support of.
And the agreement is, the old agreement is still there, right? Until when?
Till it's replaced.
Yeah, so I mean, there is an agreement.
So basically what you're saying, Eric, is that one municipality can hold everybody else hostage.
For this agreement, but I mean, yeah, the agreement doesn't renew until it's passed by all three communities.
No, I'm talking about the budget, not the agreement.
No, the budget could pass by a majority. The budget isn't. None of those provisions in the current agreement have changed. We're still under that agreement. I don't know where things end up with regard to approvals. Obviously, there was some want to be unanimous. I am not honestly offended by unanimous. If I can't get the consensus of the communities at large, well, then maybe it didn't need to pass, right?
Maybe. It's not right. It's just what seems to be happening.
But I mean, we have to make progress, and that isn't made by looking at things that happened in the past or things and decisions that were made in the past. We have to look forward to the future, I guess, is my editorial of this event.
And so we'll see what the new draft looks like. And hopefully we'll have that for next week. It was in the village's hands to finish the drafting.
Oh. Well, good for them.
And spend their money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the village also knows that they have to make a draft that they can get two other people to agree with. So they're in the same boat. So that's what their goal.
But this agreement is not contingent upon you getting your 23 budget through, correct?
No, our process continues as planned. And none of those budget things would change. The agreement wouldn't go in effect until January 1, 2023 anyway. So it wouldn't, none of it, whether we have a new agreement or not, would have affected this year.
No, I understand that. I just don't want the village holding up the normal progression of a 23 budget taking effect when the time comes.
No, nothing is going to affect that. And as far as I can tell from the positive discussions we had last meeting, we'll have a budget after next week, Thursday.
Mhm.
That's the plan. Okay. Cottage Fire District Committee. Same stuff. They're drafting.
Yep, it's all up to the village now. You know.
We got his budget for the district.
Yep.
We approved that. I passed that on to Deb. And I'm working on the ESOB budget for them for the 26th.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be done.
Hopefully we'll get something figured out. I mean, you know, there again, it's, you know. Because
There were no catastrophes.
it's a pile.
Yeah. So.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Anders, second by Duplain for adjournment. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.